Hello and welcome to the finals of the Cobx Masters 2018 in Jaipur. Exotic Nexus, they get a free win because the opponents didn't show up. Reckoning Infinity, they've had a pretty easy opponent yesterday. But now the tables have turned, you could say. There's certainly different cards on it because both of these teams have some high-ranking players. I believe Exotic Nexus even has one Immortal in their lineup. So this should be a good one. My name is Dragonjob. I'm joined by Potom. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good today. Not as hot as usual. Well, nothing compared to India, I guess. But hey, we're not used to the weather, okay?
I don't know about weather. Like my blinds are closed, so I have no idea if it's day or night outside.
Your basement doesn't have windows. Oh, we're on opposing sides. Oh no.
Oh god.
Fight me.
Alright, Bottom, it's been nice knowing you.
Alright, yeah, this is the end of our friendship. Yeah. Right there. Friendship ended.
Shakira on one side,
Mirana it sure will suck that you lose miserably. Oh no! What do I do now? Alright, I am very conflicted.
Well, I only have one favorite hero, so my loyalties can't be split like that.
This has turned into who do I support now?
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, so Dark Willow, something that they run yesterday as well. And they've been quite successful with it in the offline.
Radiant team.
But again, those were up against a team that's was composed of legends, maybe one or two ancients there. So the Lion didn't know how to stun. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
I mean,
so yeah. The question becomes like, can you do that up against a team that knows what it's doing? Like Slaughter, already a good answer to this. Just having an AoE stun to work with. Extra minus armor for when the Dark Willow is not in Shadow Realm, just to click it down with 2 hits, especially in combination with the Mirana. Like, this is a very solid opener in my eyes.
I think it is, yeah. Like, just 2 heroes in general out. Make the Willow's life a little bit more complicated, that is. Not quite sure if they want to run the Willow in the offlane position here, because it doesn't look as promising, and they know who they're up against. I think they smelled it a little bit yesterday. They can get away with an offlane Willow. I don't think it's going to be the case this time.
No.
This gotta be like position 4 with Dark Willow, where you have an okay setup stun or follow up stun, that is, with the Ice Path. Even though I'm not a big fan of it, but they get something to work with. If they get like a carry, like hey, let's say a Life Stealer or someone that slows people down, or someone that interrupts Mirana if this is offlane Mirana, they have a lot of powerful stuns to work with.
Yeah. Well, you're also going to be mindful about what Exotic Nexus is going to pick. I mean, they've played a lot of games in Faceit Leagues and whatever, across 2 separate team names on Dota buffs, so it's a little bit confusing. They just remade it like a couple of days ago. But from what I can tell, they're no strangers to heroes like Monkey King, Templar Assassin, and those are heroes that certainly should throw up a flag when you only have the Slaughter on the field with the Corrosive Haze. They can make these heroes even more potent than they are normally.
Radiant team pick.
So it is the Sand King. Okay, it is potentially the core Willow. I would imagine they run Dark Willow Sand King on the duo offlane. That just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
The Sand King takes your front line, and then you have the Dark Willow.
Oh yeah.
I really like this draft so far. We have 5 exciting heroes and no DK, so.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah. DK wouldn't be a good pick though, because reckoning they have a lot of magic damage already to work with, and Exotic Nexus, yeah, even them, they have armor reduction Mirana, so it's not a good pick for either side.
Yeah.
Dire team pick.
Well, for now there's Bane saying
makes sense.
So a classic combo Bane Mirana, or even Bane Slaughter. Like this, so many things that Nightmare can set up for.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the Bane is really good considering the picks we see from Reckoning. Because Sand King, Dark Willow, Jakiro, it is so unlikely there's going to be someone like a Disruptor now in the field. Like, you can't pull that off. Like, they would make it basically force the pull heroes, and you have to run a single core, or one of them in mid, meaning Bane doesn't run into problems like a Glimpse cancelling out his ultimate and whatnot.
Yep.
So he's gonna have very easy ones.
Yeah, I mean, Sand King can still kind of walk up to him. Jakiro with long range Ice Path is always a potential for that, but it's normally something that you can play around.
So, 4th pick for Reckoning. What are we looking for? We're looking for some physical damage, I would argue. Someone that can build either Lincoln Sphere or makes Bane's life miserable. I would say this looks... Or actually a Troll. Troll and Bloodseeker are on the field. I would like the Blood. You're up against the Mirana, you have Silence for the Bane. Not too bad against the Slaughter. Gotta watch out a little bit, but I think they have enough stun control to keep him locked up in the fight.
Yeah.
It just makes sense against Mirana. It's just such a good pick.
It would probably be the best one available, like because all of these other classic heroes that you'd think about, like a Lifestealer together with the Sand King, it's a little bit more awkward just because of the Bane on the field.
And it's banned out by them, actually.
That as well.
Morphling would be another one they can go for. Morphling would fit. Not the best morph targets yet. It's quite nice to have the Slaughter Stun sprint, however.
Or the Mirana leap's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's
Mirana leaps away, you turn into Mirana, you just leap right after her. But it's the Troll Warlord, so a bit of a man fighter instead. Not sure about this one, to be quite honest, though, because, again, minus armor, he's a hero that is susceptible to that. Range from Mirana, like, so much kiting and minus damage from the Bane as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Don't really see him be...
I see big lockdown already. Like, it crossed my mind a little bit earlier, but then you see I pick a Troll against Mirana who can leap away and deals magic damage to me. There's a Slaughter reducing my armor that I desperately need and beats me up in a bash fight 1-on-1. And then you have the Bane that can control and reduce your damage until you hit at level 20 and get bonus damage. So, not quite sure about the Troll. They do have a lot of stun lockdown. Like, everyone in their lineup has a stun right now. Actually, everybody in this game has a stun right now.
Yep. Well, it's something that they'll have to rely on to just enable a Troll Warlord. And if they can do that, then, yeah, he's a great hero because he can chop people down if he gets the farm, and he can also transition to, like, Roshan fairly easily. And also help you bring down towers just with the attack speed and the damage that it brings to the table in that regard. But I feel like also fulfill a similar role. But hey.
I feel like a Lion might be worth it for Exotic Nexus. Just run the do support, put the Slaughter in the core role, run Mirana safe lane. Need to provide some lockdown. Lina would be another pick they want to snack out. They could snack up right now before taking away or banned out. It'd be pretty.
OD if you can not reliably use the imprisonment defensively.
Yeah.
Up against Slaughter, Mirana, or Dragon Knight, you can just walk up and stun you after the fact. It doesn't feel good.
Profit ban. Right, NP is banned. Oh, this gotta be the DP ban on Exotic Nexus. They gotta get rid of it.
No. Better DP, or if you want to go crazy, you can just go Sniper. Try and stay away from Slaughter, Mirana. It's
risky move, but with Troll I can see that work.
10 seconds remaining.
It would be quite a throwback, right? Troll Sniper. Beyond that, I mean,
remaining.
Templar Assassin.
Risky move. Can't see it work, but if they have a lot of lockdown, so they can go for risky heroes. Yeah. I would like to see the Klingsk, actually. There is a reveal on the field, of course, but he has naturally high base armor, and he offers so much magic damage. Other heroes that would come to mind is the Ember Spirit, still on the field. Not too bad against Exotic Nexus. Can build into Lincoln Sphere, which will help against the Bane.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't look like a Storm game to me, but... That's a DP ban. And then most likely, it should be the 5th pick support again. Maybe the last pick, Crystal Maiden, would make sense. They're all pretty mana dependent here.
Oh yeah. I like seeing Crystal Maiden come back into the meta.
Yeah. One of my favorite heroes.
Yeah.
But I'm already okay. There's so many favorite heroes here.
Oh yeah.
And Dragon Knight.
10 seconds remaining.
But yeah, I mean, CM just feels so good to have you in the team.
Remaining.
Yeah.
It's also really powerful now with the extra buffs. So you see that Max Crystal Nova more and more often these days. Skipping out at early points on Frostbite that you used to be seeing just to farm out the jungle, which has been nerfed to the ground. And with the jungle nerfs, you also saw the Crystal Maiden go away. But Now she's back with the buffs to her other spells, so she's a viable lane support. Now the Doom coming out.
This is smart. So they picked the Doom to put him either in the offlane or position forward, and it also prevents the Storm Spirit from coming out. So they no longer have to worry about the Storm just catching at the Dragon Knight and having an absolute free game. So
10 seconds.
I like the Doom pick on the 5th. Tinker.
You may now select your heroes.
Okay, there's not much catch for him. There's some. But it's all pretty unreliable. Like, Slara needs to find a Blink Dagger, stun, need to hit the arrow. You have Dragon Knight blind jumping you. Doom has to actually find you. So if you stay in the trees, you should be fine. There's not like a Beastmaster just cleaning the field or making sure he can pick you off all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, once he gets his Blink Dagger alongside the Boots of Travel, he's always got to go into a random spot. And unless you have some Tinker Wards up and running to catch him off guard right then and there, it's going to be very hard to actually finish him off then. So ideally what you do is put on pressure on him early and try and kill him off a couple of times before he even gets the Boots of Travel. And that would also require some deep wards into the jungle.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, Reckoning Infinity, they have a pretty decent lineup to protect him as well and rotate in, like Sand King, Dark Willow, all of this control that you can throw out. It's going to come in very handy.
Yeah. Like, it's a game of control. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like 4 to 8 BKBs in this game. Just everybody and their mom going BKB.
Oh yeah.
Because you can like maybe a little bit more on Exotic Nexus because there's actually not much that pierces through beside the Troll Warlord Bash, but Reckoning they gotta deal with the Slara, Carissa Face and the Bash which gets through. They have the Bane in the field as well. And the Doom, of course. So. Lots of protective items needed.
Game number 1. Pretty decent drafts here. Don't think we could say that the single team has it on lock here based on this.
I mean, they picked Mirana, they win, but...
The other team picked Jakiro, so they win.
Yeah,
the
right.
best hero in the game.
Right.
The only thing is with the Tinker pick, the Stroll Warlord makes even less sense, because ideally you will have another hero out the mid lane that can take advantage of that extra attack speed. Tinker not exactly one of them. So he's a bit alone in what he brings to the table, but again, if they enable him and make sure that he can actually be the damage dealer or demand fighter that he needs to be, then it should still be fine. Certainly decent against Dragon Knight, just bashing him to death. He can't really run away too quickly. Might not be the same for the Mirana or the Slara though, or even the Doom. All of them can be pretty speedy, so
yeah.
Those comes to
I
worst,
feel like
run away from the troll.
I feel like the DK will just get thrown in the front. Like you take the bashes, we kill the rest, and then they deal with troll at the end. So this is most likely what it's going to be like in an ideal farm scenario. With like, our job is all about speculation most of the time and making some calls and calling people out for misplays that we would fuck up as well.
30
but,
seconds to battle.
Yeah. In an ideal scenario, the Dragon Knight stays on the front line and everybody else is hitting troll.
We shall see how it goes. Some Shrine shaping up for the time being.
Yeah. Try Mirana Slara. Interesting.
They're gonna go take each other's bounty runes, as you would expect.
Yeah, they saw the rotation with the wall bottom, so no surprise he backed off on the Sand King.
It is still the same play on the Dark Willow. Kark picking it up again, but this time it is at 4 position.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Doesn't also picked up the Orb of Venom, so gonna keep harassing. And against the Doom, that's quite easily because you have a good attack animation, you have a decent enough movement speed, so that should be all good.
Why are they tipping the Bane? Well, he's very happy about it, at least. So that's that. We do all 13 levels. Good guy. I tipped
Sadly, the tips in the lobby don't actually give you anything.
What?
The tips in the lobby don't give you anything. They even reset. They don't even go away from your counter.
What?
No, they're purely for the tipping purpose. Sorry?
That's very sad.
It is, but you can't actually get levels from lobbies. Unless I'm completely mistaken, but I read it the other day, so...
Oh my god, it was like the only thing that you could say, oh yeah, this is so rude, but at least I get levels. And if that's not true, then, oh my god. Oh well. Hopefully we'll be ready to go in a moment. Shout out to Munmun, whoever that is. Yeah. I mean, do you see this turn into dual lanes at some point, or just gonna stick as 3? Because I don't know. I think Doom. You certainly can't stand against the Willow alone, let alone the Willow and the Jakiro.
Yeah. I don't know, like, Doom will not have the easiest time here. There's so much around he faces, and support's already set up on both flanks, just waiting for him. Yeah. Well, he's getting them out.
Pretty smart. It's a Curse Crown level 1. There we go. Throwing it out. Action slows. It's gonna be a lot of harassment damage up against 0 armor Doom, but at least got a lot of health points to work with. And
yeah,
plenty of tankers in the south,
yeah.
so.
It is worth at least 3 tankers, though. Like, there was 500 health he was missing. He's fairly bulky on health. All units would have died.
Same thing quite happened down bottom. Kark already making rotation after the initial bit of harass, and Doom looking for a creep. Finds the armor 1, not the worst. Not the best either. So, Vara is actually blocking up this other camp with the sentry. Interesting. But fight down bottom, nice. He's actually dropping super low, finds a burst strike across, curse crown on Jinx. But there's a leap available from Holly, another one. He really wants to get this kill. One more leap, there we go. Burst strike only at 5, but last strike is just enough to finish up the first blood.
It was ours.
Well, thanks Ice Rock, I guess. But now he can't leave for a little while. Or
yeah, the level 1.
Times.
Level 1 cooldown is actually awful.
Be a bit careful. Just dive in the tower. I mean, they've got plenty of creeps to tank it up. Now a little past that, Curse Crown. Follow up with a burst drop, but instead they choose to put an extra harassment towards Mirana. Just leave Kark to deal with Jinx, but he's pretty high armor himself. Not a whole lot that he can do by himself here on the poor Dark Willow, so I'll get some extra help. Hitting out, stun. Is he coming in? Oh!
Ooh. Man, he calculated that perfectly. I was sure it was going to stun him. Stun him right after ATP. It was less than 0.1 second.
Invisibility.
Well, I mean that's buff that Dark Willow needs, right? If it comes to your idea of buffs and balance. Put Curse Ground to 2.9 seconds or something. You can cancel TPs.
Wow. That would be pretty broken, I admit.
Alright. Do you think it's broken? Then it must be truly the case. Kappa.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Willow in this room, trying to snipe a courier, but suffering on luck, making rotation to top. Want to get behind to Doom. Doom still has himself to work with, and he picked up the Scorched Earth. Jakiro already working on forcing at least one of that out there.
Super low already though. Scorched Earth level 1 isn't really all bad effective, especially if you're being baited more like this. Should be a dead Doom. Yes, the Willow comes in.
Great bait, mate.
I suppose murder is not an honest
Have the walls on the high ground.
Alright. Leaves us with mid, and this lane pretty much untouched by anyone else, so it's just a 1v1. Normally you'd think that a Tinker would be doing quite well against melee heroes with the laser, but Dragon Knight turning things right around with the Breathe Fire, and Tinker can either laser the hero or you laser for last hits, but you can't do both. He's falling slightly behind, but nothing really too crazy. You should still have a decent timing on his items.
And lasering the Tinker is like, the Dragon Knight is like, I guess he doesn't really care. Just like everything with Dragon Knight attached.
I'm
more worried about
That's useful.
I'm a little bit more worried about the offlane because Willow constantly has to rotate around. Nice dodge on the arrow, didn't realize actually the Steep was taken.
Oh,
return
quick
now.
turnarounds here. The Crush can come in from the back, so Ice is actually in a lot of trouble here. He's done out of that invis, and he will die.
Freely.
Rotation in from Jinx.
Let your guard down.
Really good farm on the Mirana, sitting on 21 last hits compared to the 28 on the Troll, but Troll has... He's getting the Bloodseeker treatment here. 21 denies. That's a bunch of more experience. That's an entire level.
Not quite perfect, yes, but close enough.
He's getting there. Jakira took one, so it's obviously
I'm
Jakira's
agreeing
fault.
with you understand that, right?
Unless it wasn't a creep or something.
Even then, it's Jakira's fault.
Yeah, I think
It's never the carry. The carry's always right, remember that.
That's the way it goes, isn't it? Jet going for one thing that he can do, just taking the creeps around
Hijack.
on Jolly Ride through the jungle, and not a whole lot that Jakira can do about it, except just harass him out.
Yeah, he forces the
He's about
squad.
to ruin, but he's going to the other side. Avada going to try and do the same thing. There's a stomp available from Jet. Get them time, he can, and secures the extra bounty. Might give his life ward though, but Jinx already making the rotation in, finds a Crush onto the Troll, but not prevent Jet from dying before he can reach the fountain. Just slow missing. Troll Warlord, they continue to fight, he's dashing, he's blinding them with the axes, and now TP in as Doom returns. Sleep to make sure Jakiro can continue himself. The stomp off the mark, but Brain Step and right clicks from Bane will be enough, so Avada without any extra spells.
A little
Actually
bit
gets an
greedy.
extra kill on Slaughter, yeah.
Just a little bit chasing to the shrine when you see the TP coming in. You know, sometimes you just have to make those plays. You get a little bit of a tunnel vision. Not the cleanest initiation.
Did force
Going
out a
in
lot
Jet
of
again.
spells, so maybe a little bit of space elsewhere on the map.
Oh, he did not actually. Did he miss the... I think he missed the ranged access.
Possibly, yeah. Missed them earlier on in Ned's engagement. Not that it makes too much of a
It's 9
difference
seconds.
if everyone... It doesn't do a lot of damage. Just a flat 75, but it's just about as slow. And if you're standing around anyway, then slow doesn't really matter.
Well, it does matter against the Doom, but well, should not have been equal anyways. Lane Threat's almost finished up on the Mirana. Something is really gonna start having trouble here, but he has the Willow coming in.
A lot of damage here, stun coming in. There's still 2 more leap charges. Can't leap when you're stunned. It's gonna be enough though. Another burst strike in 1 second, but double crush. They want to fight this, and they get 1, they get 2.
Oh,
Jinx.
they saw the Slaughter.
They're not respecting him. He's just always there in right place, right time.
Yeah, he didn't even get forced to use leap charges. There's like 1 leap charge to initially get away and then double kill in return. It's like, it's maybe what more can you ask for?
My friend Doom still in level 1 Scorched Earth, it's not nearly enough. 2 slows, easy kill. Especially with face with Troll Warlord, so he can catch up very quickly.
Something's very fishy in the mid lane.
Moon. Better run, my friend, better run. It's too late. Oh, the carcass there, trying to go, but now there's double crush. Moon will still die. Arc. Probably next on the list. I mean, he shadow roams up, but they're keeping track of him. Right clicks, another crush. He will also die. This time,
Hey,
Pegasus
you
is
stunned
one
him.
thing
Is
that
under attack.
Doom dies again.
Okay.
Behind his T1.
His T2.
Ron is there, but... Oh, Ice Plasmith. No more leap.
Okay, no more leaps, and everything's around with the blind, with the slows.
Dire's middle tower.
This
Yeah, I
time
think he
it's
just
around.
realized he doesn't have leaps anymore.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's always unfortunate. Like, we see even some players maxing out the leap over the Starstorm. He actually did go for the 2 loops before he has 3 points of Starstorm on level 5. So, it's a little bit interesting. I think it definitely benefits to have that replenish time down to 30 seconds. Maxing out the leap. It's not only attack speed and the recharge time, it's also the movement speed bonus you get. Like, you get so much mobility in the weapon, you can basically spam it out whenever you want to with an Arcane.
Yeah.
That's the more carry focused build.
That's
Radiant's top
powerful.
tower has fallen.
certainly gonna mix it out. Mix both these spells up before the second arrow, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
not quite there just yet with the levels.
I
At
think
the
he's
end
gonna
of the
help.
day, if you look at the net worth, Troll Warlord getting quite a couple of extra kills on a Doom, and a lot of CS, he is sitting at 4.6. especially with the death on the Mirana. Falling a little bit behind, but it's her as well as the Dragon Knight at a similar level of farm.
Dire's middle tower
Just behind
is
the
under
troll and
attack.
ahead of the Tinker, who is just a little bit away from Boots Travel.
Tinker, I think what Reckoning needed is that the Tinker completely gets the best start possible. Not looking too good for him. I mean, he's doing fine, but oh yeah,
Instead,
should be.
like the arrow, leap, starfall, right clicks.
Bang gets to
combo. That's why it's so powerful. So is the Sand King actually not having a good time? A problem? I mean, he's not going to blink
Dire's
dagger for a
bottom
long
tower
time.
is under attack.
Yeah, it's a little bit unorthodox that he has like absolutely nothing at this point. Might even compensate to go send him into the jungle or whatnot, but I think they're going to be fine. They have a really strong timing once the Tinker comes online, so maybe that's just their refocus. And they know the Doom has equally bad farm. He's not even level, or no, he is level 5, but he is a good level and a half behind due to dying so much on the offlane. He's 0-4 just like the Sand King, so both offlines pretty much get nothing here. They got decent heroes to cover up later.
Nightmare, arrow, leap, starfall, right clicks. We've seen this dance before, but this time there's a bit of a turnaround, but can't quite catch her. Now guess what? Jinx is also a Fiendskipper with Dark Willow.
Pay for what you've done.
And Dark Willow's level 3.
Level 3 Dark Willows with Fiendskipper
Yeah.
still.
That's really bad to be so far behind on the Willow. I believe they did give the tomb to the Jakiro, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he just hit level 6 and he did not really take that much experience. So it makes sense to me, but yeah, like Dark Willow level 3, everybody else is at least level 5, and even Slara and Doom somewhat getting close to at 6.
It's under
He's gonna die here, maybe.
Well, the rotation is here Slada with level 1 sprint, but also the Tranquil Boots. Almost catching up to the Troll Warlord with the Tranquils. With the face boots. Right.
DK doing some light chip damage on the
Dire's
tower.
middle tower is under attack.
Don't really have to pushing power yet. They need at least the Maelstrom up on the Mirana. Has the Javelin completed, 1000 gold to the full item. Hero's gonna get scouted out. Yeah. Oh, he didn't even put the ward down. Big mistake. That's an instant D-ward.
Seems like someone in there with a sentry. One has one right now, but yeah, it's not really ideal. If you plop down a ward and then gets taken, it gets taken care of immediately. Won't really get any use out of it. Yeah, another burst strike, a little bit of extra damage here towards Mirana. Ice still holding on in his bottom lane. And, I mean, the biggest issue that they have is, as you said, the Dark Willow. I mean, it's the one hero that cannot necessarily just operate without levels. It's the single most important part on her, especially as a support. So running her as like the 5/6 position, with Jakiro getting the space that he got. It's always nice to have extra options on him too, but it's not quite as crazy as to lack those levels as it would be on a Dark Willow, I feel like.
Yeah, like Dark Willow can have a 5k net worth elite over everybody else in the game, but if she doesn't have levels, she's just absolutely useless. Her skill, all of her skills actually scale so well, especially the ultimate. Still not level 6, just really hurts them in the long run. Like, it's gonna be a while. He's gonna hit like maybe level 15, 16, unless they get some really big kills here. And Mirana would help, but even then, they would share the experience with a lot of people.
Well, but there are these making some moves here, creating space for the Tinker, who now has Boots of Travel up and running. I think they get queued up next, as you would expect, so... Collie, I gotta be very, very careful. What's the
Radiant's
initiation
middle tower
like, though?
is
I mean,
under attack.
if it goes close to the wave, then it's a Sand King. But still not the easiest kill. Which is why they're rotating somewhere else towards the mid lane, which is also not really under threat. They're reading the map quite well, especially since they're also on a hunt of their own, looking for the Stinker. And Fiendskirp, a couple of right clicks, should be a dead hero. TPs are coming in towards the towers. Maybe too late. Oh, is it? Oh, they're both TPing out. One of them, both of them will be cancelled as the target to fight. There's the roots, there's the extra stun, catching 2 with the Ice Path. Less damage. Here comes in with the Magnifier, just doing the Wicked, but now he gets stunned up. Dragon Friends here, now doomed up on a Troll Wall, and still already right-clicking away. Gets a kill on Jet. Can he continue by himself though with that effect on him? Oh, both of these effects, corrosive haze also being applied. 2-for-1 trade thus far, and yes, 3-for-1 iced. Well done, very easily indeed, and maybe Slaughter stunned up. Defensive Nightmare not available for 5 seconds, but Willow already used Shadow Realm once.
Yeah, this was an absolute great trade indeed. They should be able to get the tower out of this one. This Cog gets it. Nice on the Willow.
Oh god.
And oh,
what?
Not like this. Not like this.
I mean, get the tower denied, they get the Slaughter stun, but that's a lot of damage also to Troll Waller with close haze. He needs to right click something and should be able to catch up the Bane. We'll use the Brain Sap, we'll try to go for Nightmare, but gets bashed up at just the right time. Troll Warlord was killing off himself there just as much as he killed the Slaughter. Able to turn us around to arrow point blank on the Dark Willow though, without vision even.
Start plotting.
What?
Easy.
Have revenge taken.
Yeah, that's one of the most common arrows you throw when you approach a tower, because this is basically an area in this little box from the secret shop, stretching to the tower towards the bottom of the river. You can't dodge an arrow. Like, you can't turn around, you can't go to the side. So if somebody's walking there when you approach a tower, which is likely, then you just get a free kill every time. And that just, at least I throw it every time, and I feel like he's doing the same with Colligan. Really good arrow, gives you a free kill. Does leave the tower in deny range. If Ice actually sees this. So they might want to deny this off, but Slaughter for now. Oh,
not again! Come on.
It's the same area. It's so easy to hit those arrows and arrows there.
It's hard to see it coming. I think that's the biggest issue. From that angle, like especially at nighttime, like this.
And nighttime you're helpless.
Yeah, that arrow was just as good about to run, so it makes a lot of sense why you would throw it there. No reason to call in vac police. Just yet, anyway.
No vacation. We're not Counter-Strike. Oh, that's easy here.
There's still Tinker though, he's gonna be able to spam down these waves, so they can't really get anything more out of this, apart from the tower being already secured. Roshan was taken care of. In the meantime, he finds a reaching rune outside of the pit. We're back up to full health for mana. There's mid tower also. I think quite a bit of damage. Here got with the extra creep wave. The catapult still hitting away, but don't quite want to commit on it just yet. All I want to do is just create pressure on these lanes to make sure that Tinker can get away once we found him at the jungle. It's basically their game plan, and they have a Troll Warlord that allows them to do that. I mean, he's very strong right now.
3k gold lead on Nexus there. Rana, Maelstrom completed. Same applies to the Dragon Knight. So they have 2 already. I like this because you're gonna miss attacks on the troll, but you can hit other people. You do so much damage across the fight. And with all this lockdown they have, they should have an easy time getting a lot of hits out.
Alright. Bottom. Even Sanking getting close to his own blink dagger now. 79 gold. Still looking for Morana. Together with the trolls might be enough damage if they could just get close. But that is a big if. Some pack loss coming out. So I'm just gonna hold on for a little bit to see that stabilize.
Yeah. Not too many big issues here, so pretty grateful for that. We had worse. We had worse.
Oh yeah. Alright. Tier 1 mid super low. Do you think they'll be looking for this tier 1 bottom? They don't get the kill?
Yeah, I think this is more of like the troll just making pressure and trying. He's still trying to find people, but I think there's nobody left. They use the fortify, they buy some time. They're probably gonna just trade out towers bottom for top.
Yeah. One of the oldest trades in the book right there.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Four is there on either side. Tinker does with the blink dagger now, so he's keeping top. Not sure about this one. And yeah, he cancelled it. Why is he so going mid instead? Creeps being killed. Oh man. I think they push much faster apparently. Even with DK, this is because you have Jakiro with liquid fire and also Troll Warlord, who is very fast. It's going.
Radiant's
Good.
bottom
Now
tower
Tinker got
is
himself in a
under
nice
attack.
little position. But the arrow! Oh my god!
Oh, he had some sweaty palms down the Tinker, that's for sure. Oh, that would have been the arrow of the game.
Top tower is under attack.
They actually get rid of the entire creeper. There's still a catapult way of seeping in. But they've all lost their own tier 2. It should still be traded though.
Should be,
How
yeah.
much?
Look at that. Like, Troll says, we're gonna backdoor some creeps here, we're gonna backdoor the T1 mid.
Yeah.
That's
Make
enough
it
backdoor
a
protection.
3-4-2
Dyer's top
tower trade. I don't think it's someone saying this, but there's no glyph. There's a couple of TPs coming in. They see this soon. A nightmare. Macropie though, look at that. He's coming in. The Doom stunned up in the middle of that. He's still super low, healed up. By Scorched Earth actually survives long enough to get the Doom out on any sort of target that he possibly can. Aegis has been used. He's still being stunned up, and now Moon. Also super low. Throwing in some rockets. Left, right, and center. Collie is super low. Rocket is not enough to kill him. I don't think so. Not quite. Not with whatever health points he has left. There's Bash coming in. Moon almost dies, but not quite. Avada survives the Doom. Gets up another couple of spells, and as a result, it's a 4-for-1 trade with the Aegis. Still lose the
4
tower.
for 1, yeah.
It's a perfect fight for Rocketing Infinity.
They lost the Dark Ruler, that's it. And Jakiro had to run back because for some reason he was doomed. But yeah, they TP'd into Macropire with basically no HP whatsoever. That cost them dearly. That was the entirely just vanishing.
It's a miracle he survived for as long as he did. It was just Scorched Earth with the Unholy Aura and the Vanguard. So much health regen coming out that he could actually survived at level 1 Macropire for the longest time, but
Yeah.
he's still put enough pressure on him that he just doomed whoever he could reach, rather than actually dooming someone that's worthwhile. I mean, Jakiro just tanked it up, no follow-up whatsoever to bring him down, and after the Doom was done, he was crucial making sure the Tinker survives with another Ice Path, as Dragon Knight desperately tried to finish him off.
And the level 1 Doom isn't that much damage, so Jakiro just turns around, runs away, pulls the Dragon Knight, you could say, but even now, like, Mirana leaped into the fight, then had to immediately leap out because realized, oh wait, I have 200 HP, there's a Tinker next to me.
Yeah.
Didn't actually get any damage out whatsoever with the Maelstrom. It was really close at the end. If they just had that additionally, like 2-3 additionals, 1-2 procs on the Maelstrom, they might have turned this to an even trade, but now it was just a disaster. And 6k gold swing over the course of like 1.5 minutes.
They also get all the
Not even
patterns.
done. Yeah.
For Doom
That's a
again.
dead Doom, is it?
Is it? I mean, it's 65 health region.
Well, they have a
But he
troll.
also is laser, they also have a troll, he's backing up.
Troll's getting leveled. Did take the agility on level 10. He did take the max fervor stacks, which is really nice to have, and he's closing in on level 20. And we both know, like, level 20 is where Troll just gets really powerful. 50 extra damage, that's a milestone, that's basically a relic he gets for free.
Okay.
I would say one of the best scaling talents in the game.
Oh. There's a Blink Dagger on Slaughter now. A little bit later than the one on Sand King. Right now, this is where the Tinker comes in. Like, the longer the game goes, the stronger the Tinker becomes. And if he's allowed to operate in the back of these fights like he has been in that last one, he's just gonna throw in spell after spell with the Axe now on the way. Or he has the Ether Lens for extra range. Like, this is gonna be all the damage that they need until the BKB's coming up, which, well, to be fair, Murana's getting close. But
Yeah, fairly.
Dragon Knight's not quite there yet whatsoever.
Yeah, they really need those. Like, maybe Dragon Knight can get away if he goes for the halberd instead.
That Shadow
Oh,
almost
no.
flying, trying to take out. You smell that coming here. Cog might still be caught here with a blink forwards. Crushing that
Oh, miss.
And it's the ultimate. It's gonna save. Now the slow, the blink burst strike. Mirana's just straight up dead. Now looking for more. The stun onto Slaughter. And guess what? Laser, couple extra right clicks. It was chasing them down instead. This was supposed to be a gank. Now the gankers become the gankies.
Radiant's top tower is under
Superb extended. They knew they backed off and they saw all of this. And then commit on a Dark Willow that is super underfarmed, underleveled. That was not the play by Slaughter. And Mirana in the front line is never a good idea. I can tell you from experience. DK top. Pretty low.
Tinker. Just after that
Radiant's
team
middle
fight,
tower is under
immediately
attack.
pressure out these other waves. Mid lane's also at the tier 2 with the DD on Troll.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Lift forced out.
Radiant's
Still
middle
have it
tower
for quite
is
some
under
time.
To go high ground here, there's a blink stun, which is trying to keep it away, but let's go for range. I think she could bring it to the tower. I mean, everyone's back alive, so no reason to just give anything back over.
Cow can retreat as well. But
Radiant's top
Slaughter
tower
can't reach
is
him.
under
After that last jump on Slaughter, I wouldn't trust him to do another one here. That is not the cleanest idea.
Certainly not the idea of a dream blink reveal, I guess. You want to try again? Yeah, let's smoke up. There's 4. Collie not quite in range for it. So you'll have to bait.
Yeah. So no water rounds, so.
They realize though, like, they need to make a play like this. They need to find something. You want to get
Not,
into this
oh,
game.
that's the worst target.
Just tanking the gank, but I want to fight this. Or do they?
Oh, no.
No, TP cancel it, so never mind.
Yeah. That was the troll saying, nah, screw that, I'm hitting Taurus. See you later.
I mean, yeah, they're pressuring mid, but look at these other lanes. Top tier 2 has to be responded
DK.
to. Bottom lane is about to reach the high ground. It's just the nature of playing up against a Tinker. Like, if you make these long movements, sure, you might get a kill. If Jakiro, well, it's bad luck to run into him rather than anything else, but you never get anything beyond that without losing your own objective. All these lanes are getting pushed out. As, well,
God, I hate that little runt.
Vayne Slaughter, dead Jet steeping out inside the trees.
No bow strike. Gets that in the end, but still 2 for 1 trade with the feed screw on Dark Relay. There's another 300 gold lost, 7k gold lead now. And you practically did 0 damage on the tower.
Reasonably quick Roshan respawns as well.
If they
Not
catch
dead
it,
just
that
yet,
is,
so they'll be able to finish up the tier 2, then move back into it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower
Easily
has
dispatched
fallen.
and nipping it out. I'm hoping. Dragon Knight is in the back there. Not sure if he's been scouted out, but there's ward walking into it. I mean, for now, he's certainly gonna be on the way back as he goes to pick up his own bounty rune. Except he isn't doing that, he's just farming.
all after DK.
Figure it out now, Jakiro got a level. They should know that something's up, certainly now with these people in
He
stun.
wasted the blink.
Oh, DK. Dragon form, this is... Not sure about this one, Pegasus.
Absolute panic and trolls on the loose.
Crush, they have a troll doomed up. Nice little burst strike in the back. Mirana, super low, pops the BKB. Another couple right clicks are needed, but Troll also needs a shrine. So far, so good, keeping himself alive. Kark finds the Bane in the back. Nice little ultimate on the high ground to make sure the team can follow up, and Troll is still alive. He's farming some creeps to get some lifesteal back as Doom. Keeping away, burst strike is there to cancel it though, as well as the ice buff and everything else. Still healing. Not for too much longer. And once again, another disastrous team fight. Where they don't get anything.
Diffused. Yeah, Troll was completely diffused in the team fight. Didn't do any damage whatsoever, and they still completely lose it. Oh, that's... Fighting
Tinker.
after that DK stuff happened.
4,757 damage that day.
Only.
Everyone else at about 1,000 or so. Now spraying to Roche, Aegis and Cheese. There's. Gotta stay bottom, it's not looking good.
Not looking good at all whatsoever.
Exotic Nexus.
In this Troll, he's about to level 20 as well, so another big burst coming in from him. He might want to invest into a Lincoln Sphere next. Doesn't have to farm quite yet, just picked up the BKB.
Oh. God, what is this? Maybe solo kill?
Easily, yeah.
We'll find out. Oh yeah, it's still solo kill. Come on.
He would have gotten him without him.
Tinker says, no, I'm helping. Can't stop me. Yeah, Pegasus, I don't know what's going on with him. It's like they gave up, or they just keep being caught out like this. This is the one thing that they can afford. Again, case in point. Gets a stun off, Rocket chasing him with extra stun to secure the kill.
Yeah, and another kill for nothing. At this point, it's just mistakes. You no longer You no longer just make some mispositioning and wow, troll.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's moved on already, but it's like they don't have a plan. It's like they just have to give up. At least they have 10 people to level 1. Alright, never mind. It's not really doing all that much.
Radiant's middle tower
Chopping
is
away,
falling.
and the tier 3 as well as the main line starts back in 5 seconds. Might be able to take a fight. Here's good on Moon, but not really doing too much. He'll find Jakiro. Burst strike not enough to prevent it. Now Pegasus is stand up once again. And he dies. Does a Cobx to work with? They did get the Aegis down as well as Jakiro. Now follow up to Crush, but double Burst strike. Still has the cheese now, and can't really pop it though with the Doom on top of him. He has to walk out, but double stomp there from Doom is Moon. He's blinking in. Not sure about this one though. Gives up a zone life, but forcing up plenty buybacks.
It's still super worth. And Troll survives. That's a big kill. Like Troll is the one you need to kill. Like if you
And
do
the
the Tinker, of course, there's always a regen for Troll pickers, you know, and for Tinker pickers. And Storm always gets one. So. But yeah, like if you commit to Doom on the Tinker, you need to kill Troll. If you commit it on the Troll, you need to kill Tinker. Like that's just the point. The Doom is not a tool to actually. The Doom is not a killing tool this game. It's like we're gonna put you on hold here. Please wait while we kill your team, and then we go back to you shortly. I just gotta utilize it to the max. Like Mirana actually did a great amount of damage in that fight. Killed the Jakiro off, landed the blind arrow on the Willow for some reason. Did manage to pop that Aegis. So the only real reason she ran into trouble there was either not enough damage or not enough protection against the Tinker. I think an MKB would really serve her well, so she can ignore the laser and just go full ham on the Tinker. BKB, leaping on Tinker, he's dead, straight up. You don't do anything. There's nothing beside the Troll that can pierce the BKB, and so far we have seen either the Dragon Knight or the Doom just immediately going on the Troll.
Yep.
On the other hand, you should maybe want to invest into your blink tag on the Doom, because it's getting a little bit ridiculous.
Radiant are scanning.
Troll has a TP. Don't show.
God, they can find him.
Oh, he has him.
Oh,
What?
are they?
Bane?
What?
Bane? Hello? Hello, this is Troll. Pick up the phone, Bane. He didn't get the message.
No.
He saw him 100% there. He walked just by him and he was not in this.
Well, it was not to be. It's top lane. Yeah, it's the next one we pushed in. Still have yet to claim a set of racks. So that is that. But if they kill Mirana off once, then they will definitely be able to. As you said, that's a major source of damage right now. Dragon Knight also used the buyback, so if both of these heroes go down, they get caught out like they have been before. Like it's looking very dire for the Radiant.
Huh, I get it.
Huh, I hoped you would. Alright, Arrow
You
gave them a
complain about
little bit of
mine.
vision here. They saw the Sand King. And they're all ready to defend themselves and as well as the tower.
Is it the time to defend the T2?
Not
It's a
sure.
risky move with all these trees around the Tinker.
Generally speaking, it's
Oh,
not
Fiend's
better
Grip.
to would.
Use the Fiend's Grip and
Flies
immediately stop.
across. Focusing on the tower, getting that down first. Now, Blink, Crush on 2. Sand King here, nice Willow ultimate into the Burrow Strike though, iced. Now, the Macropire! The Ice Path, the Dark Willow just chasing both of them down with their own ultimate. And Mirana also dies to Troll. The Doom Troll, he doesn't even care. Doesn't matter what's happening to him. He's just still dishing out the damage.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah, he's hitting buildings with that.
Yeah, Mirana has no buyback. They're well worth this one. Oh, DK, no.
And he dies here. This is game.
Yeah, this
surviving
is
this.
Dire's middle
100%
tower
game.
is under attack.
It's at least Mega Creeps. They get to Jakiro through the tower. That's a win.
Radiant's middle
What?
barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks.
All right.
By the Dire, not a
Stab
single damage point taken by anyone but the tower. So tower is MVP
Tower
of the
is
fight.
under attack.
But yeah, this looks
Radiant's
fairly much like game 1 to me.
has fallen. Radiant's
Need
bottom
the cheese, just make
barracks are
sure
under
GG's
attack.
goal. Yeah, they realize it too.
Radiant's bottom.
They have some control between the heroes, but they don't have any damage.
Dire
Very good performance here. I mean, this Troll Warlord worked out really well. We get a good laning stage, never stopped growing. Tinker as well, the new Tinker thing. So
Yeah.
everyone else also got to do what they needed to do. Some beautiful team fights. Macropies, Ice Paths, Burst Strikes galore. Willow doing Willow things. Like everything just fell into place for Reckoning. And actually, makes it sound like they didn't make that happen themselves, but they certainly did.
Yeah, it's Exotic Nexus. The Blink Dagger was lacking. They had no solid Fiend's grip. Like every time, like it really came down to the Doom, in my opinion. Like we have the last 3 fights they lost, the Doom was caught in an ice bath and was hesitant to find a target. If he just had Blink Dagger, it would have been 10 times easier.
Yeah. Well, Exotic Nexus, they certainly have to think of something else. They need to be a little bit more tight in their gameplay. And game number 2, if they want to stay alive and get a chance at that top prize. They're still walking away with at least 20,000 rupees. Let's not forget that. The second place prize. But of course, you want to have the prestige of getting that first slot here in Jaipur. Well, let's see whether they can do that in game number 2. Stay tuned.
ban.
And we are back with the second and
Dire
potentially the
team
last
ban.
game of the day here in the last game of Jaipur, the penultimate stop in the Cobx Masters 2018 Phase 1. Reckoning Infinity looked very tight, a pretty solid draft, and a very farmed, not just Tinker, but also Troll Warlord. Made short work of Exotic Nexus, who
Radiant
just
team
seemed a bit
ban.
broken in the end. Like, they didn't really have a plan of how to get back into the game, so they were just
Dire
dying a bit of a
team
slow
ban.
death. But now, game number 2, they have a chance to turn things around. Potom, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, I think one of the biggest problems is now you mentioned they didn't really have a plan how to go up against the Tinker. They didn't have a specific timing in the last game while they were up against the Troll and the Tinker. They just become unbearable at a certain point, and they don't need timings. Well, Mirana has a pretty specific one. She's like really good in the early mid game where you
5 seconds
outdamage
remaining.
almost every hero in the game, and then you really fall off when they start getting protection and you become a monster in the late game again. And they decided to take all their fights in the second phase, you could say, where she weakened off, and then they had pretty horrible team fights in the end. So I think they're going to switch up their style, already doing so, banning it to Miranda themselves as well, alongside the Windranger. No Warlock ban, no Tinker ban, or any of the likes so far.
Still quite a few heroes left that
Radiant team
you have to
ban.
decide,
Warlock.
hey, which one do we want to give over? Yeah, they don't want to give over the Warlock, apparently. But still,
Never
also,
give
it's Scar of Mage, Bane, alright. Without the Mirana also
Dire
works.
team pick.
There's
Oh,
Scarab.
you were kind of right here.
Yeah,
Scarab
that's a big surprise.
So, Jukiro, anyone? It would make sense. It's the classic open. They can go Chen if they want to. Not the best against the Axe, but can work out. Defensive heroes would also be nice. We have seen Winter Wyvern quite a lot. And be too torn apart by just seeing the Wyvern coming out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
5
these teams
seconds remaining.
have caught wind of that trend yet. Only been seeing that in the
Radiant
Somebody
team
said trend.
ban.
Nope, it's Doom.
yeah.
No trend. That would be glorious. But yeah, Doom, good response. That's pretty much a standard opener we've seen in the tier 1 scene like a couple of weeks ago, and even now. Like Bane, Doom, 2 strong laners against Scarif and Axe, 2 an insanely good dual lane. That's the scourge of the pub game, you could say. Like Axe and Scarif, it's just so horrible to play against. You feel so miserable because there's nothing you can do. There's not many heroes that can stand up to this pressure. I wouldn't say Bane and Doom belong to them unless they really swap things up. I would like to see something like a Crystal Maiden, and then like a hero that has a little bit of heal coming in, or even just seeing like a Brewmaster and put the Doom in position 4.
So the problem with the Scarab X lane is that there's just so much spam coming out from
10
Scarab
seconds
that we all know and
remaining.
love, but also the Axe with the Battle Hunger, just putting some extra points into that
5
early on. And if
seconds
you can
remaining.
immediately get a last hit, then that takes away quite a bit on your health pool, and eventually just eats through all of your region. And unless you have some sort of extra way to make up for that, either with a Warlock, which has been banned, but there's also a few other heroes that can do that. Maybe a Witch Doctor would come to mind.
Dire
Not
team
really too
ban.
much space in that with a Bane already picked up. Or like something like that, right? Bloodseek would also come to mind, but that has its own issues
Yeah.
up against the Axe.
Yeah, Bloodseeker will have problems
Yeah.
against this because
Dire
Sky
team
deals a tremendous amount of damage to him. You can go on Sky, but it might backfire.
Yeah.
So not the best thing to pick up. They banned the Monkey King. That's one of the heroes I was talking about that can go up against the Axe if they both have stick and you have a heal in the lane. I would assume
Radiant
Reckoning wants to
team
go for
pick.
someone like a Witch Doctor. Oh, come on! Alright, good pick on their part. It was good for both sides. I would have preferred it on Reckoning. But yeah, Witch Doctor against heroes like Doom and Axe really makes sense to me because it gives you that Maledict burst image to work with, and that can stack up. Like Witch Doctor Skyref, I see it. Like if you ever set up a gank, especially with the Axe, this Maledict is gonna pop for so much.
Oh yeah. Even if you don't get the entire Scarab Mage ult out, it's gonna be plenty of bursts to just brings people low. Yeah, I mean,
10 seconds remaining.
without the Witch Doctor available for Reckoning, like there's no real way that you win this
5
top lane.
seconds remaining.
So I think what they plan is now instead with the task is to just try and put pressure on the Exotic Nexus safe lane in turn. But, well, they have the Witch Doctor. He's also decent enough at just making sure that the lane doesn't die at the very least. Might not win it, depending on what kind of core hero they want to pick up together with him. But
I think a Luna looks good.
yeah, wouldn't
Gives
hate that.
them some issues saying to task, but you have to
yeah.
read and chiming in. What's the hero that could go over? They did ban out the morphing themselves, so no longer an option.
Spectre would come to mind.
Ooh, that's a greedy move against Doombane though. I'm not sure if I like that.
I'm sure it's fine. I mean, you're not gonna have a good lane.
They
That's a given for Spectre.
could they run a PA? I think they could.
Radiant team pick.
No.
Storm Spirit. Okay, going with the mid pick. That's interesting. Picking into the Doom.
Huh. Into Doom and Bane.
Wrong team, drag and drop.
What?
Huh?
What? Into the Doom and Bane.
It's no longer home.
Okay. Oh my
10
god.
seconds
That's the name.
I wasn't even in this tournament. Come on.
I know, but it's still funny.
How would I think of it right now?
Yeah, you were thinking about that quite
yeah,
hard, you could say. Alright, to clear up, we had another team called with the thinking emoji, and it was quite confusing.
Just as
Oh, yeah.
confusing as I was just a moment ago, so gives you an idea of how that.
But yeah, our thoughts have been cleared up, I guess. Fourth pick Reckoning.
Dire team back.
Choice. Andy? Is it you?
Anti-fun, anti-mage. It's been a while since I've seen that hero.
With a reason. Not the best. I don't know, is this a good pick?
In late game, yes and no.
Radiant team
It's
back.
really good against Scarab Mage once you have the mana style. Before that, silence just kills you. Storm
Ice
Spirit
just
also
kills you.
similar idea, and yeah, that's the biggest issue. If you can dodge the
Everything
axe
kills you in
somehow.
this game.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. Once you get a certain level of farm, you can just kill heroes like Witch Doctor, Skyrath, Storm Spirit before they can do anything. If you're the ones jumping
10
in on them,
seconds remaining.
like with Manta Abyssal, it's gonna be a while until you get to that point, though. And even
5
then,
seconds
Axe,
remaining.
if you're not careful about him, he calls you and you're
Radiant team
pretty
pick.
much dead. Especially when he calls you with like blade mail and there's like some sort of follow up beyond that.
Alright, so
But
what is the hero they're looking for next now against this AM? Like, I would go PA or PL. Just pick one of them up because both of them are just great against them. I don't think there's many other choices left. Spectre is still in that pool, but I would still
10
steer away from
seconds
that.
remaining.
Yep.
They have the last pick, however, so Invoker? Wow, what? This is a 2013 lineup. This
Indeed it
is really interesting.
I'm not sure about this because both Invoker and Anti-Mage, they're both very greedy heroes. I'm not sure if Tusk, Doom, and Bane can just make up for that. Especially considering that you're running this
10
Anti-Mage into
seconds
Scarab X
remaining.
lane, unless you want to switch things up a little bit.
I'd still
5
like to see
seconds
either
remaining.
PA, PL, Luna, favoring the PA. Just looks so good. The only thing you have to watch out for would be Invoker. You can't even afford to get doomed. That is, like you have Witch Doctor to keep you up in lane. You have the dagger, which is amazing against anti-mage.
If I had those choices, I'd just go with the PL instead. It's just a little bit more reliable. You can purge some of the Invoker spells. And the PA is an interesting matchup against the anti-mage because there's a phase where you just track him, blink on top of him with a dagger, and then just crit him twice and he's dead. But eventually the tables turn on that as well, and it's not as clear cut.
Yeah, but do you want to go into the late game if you're already up against anti-mage and Invoker and you have early game focus heroes like the Sky and the Axe? I think just having that timing, okay, it's the PL. Just having that early timing will help them more. Now they're stretching a little bit out.
Yeah, I mean PL also gives you the timing though, right? Except it's more reliable because you can also scale that into the late game, but up against what they have. But he can still take a fight once he has the diffusal blade. You can join in under cover of the axe. So this is the more well-rounded pick, I think, compared to the PA.
Alright.
So
Who has it?
I have no idea. It's been so long since I've seen the Anti-Mage and Invoker on the same team. They've shown that they know how to play Dota, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they made it work, but they have a very late timing. They have to survive until then somehow. They need to find the farm on anti-mage and Invoker, which if Exotic Nexus are smart, they'll get the X up to a quick Blink Dagger, which should be easily doable with Scarab Mage Lane. And then you just keep on going, keep killing Storm Spirit, just following up on any sort of initiation. Well, Phantom Lance split pushes or vice versa, and I would still give it to Exotic Nexus here if they can execute. It's not too difficult to see what they need to do.
Yeah, I like the Reckoning line a little bit, but the anti-mage is really hit or miss. And he has such a hard lane to go up against.
Yeah.
Like, Axe Scarif, that is not an easy lane. Apparently they're already shifting the Doom towards the bottom lane. Now imagine the Bane will follow suit. There's no way they not try lane, right? Like, Doom anti-mage dual lane against this?
I think they're just going to show the anti-mage bottom. Then he rotates up top. But there's no way you farm in a lane like this, so they need to think of something. So you just, look at him. He's walking this way. There's no reason you walk there unless you want to show.
Yeah, he wants to show, and he also did spot out the wards. I'm fairly sure he saw that. He did it. He did from the very beginning. He used two of his blink to just skip on the map towards his bottom lane, and now he saw the ward placement, or should see the ward placement, and everything's in here. Okay, now he's heading towards top. It's a bit of a mind game going on.
Well, it's not the hardest one to read, but question
might
is
cost
what
him a
you
rune.
adjust to it. Only get the one up top. Oh, look at this cock. He's just clicking down Dreamy. Blocked him in the shots for a little bit and just clicked him with the Orb of Venom, and yeah, I mean, what do you do?
If I'm Tusk, I would totally dive this.
Guess what? Nightmare. And
what happened?
I don't know.
They got it,
doppelgangered. Now he's being right-clicked as well. Shots already used. Blink forward. Cask, but then gonna need some serious body blocks. I'm not gonna have it. But yeah, he's already taking a little bit of damage. Not just him, but also Dream. You went for the cask first rather than the heal, which we sometimes see for some reason. But already kind of low on regen in this lane. And, rotating in the Skywrath at least. That's an Axe solo lane up against Doom, which should be alright for Axe, I would think. God, cock. He's just clicking. Look at this. It's working.
Yeah, now he has actually a hero and has some health to battle up with instead of a Willow.
He's just dead, isn't he? Unless the cast comes in time. They're splitting up. That doesn't mean that
should survive.
Yeah. But that's solved down already. He might get a Vada though. Right clicks, shots and block him off. Phew. Oh no, that's no.
No.
First blood.
Couldn't get it.
No, that turned around on its head.
So we have try on tri lane, aggressive tri lane with AM. Oh no. Oh man, that's some risky moves. PL's not getting much though. Like, AM also had a little bit of a good start already. And they did block up the counter, and it's fairly much undewardable with one sentry. I think there's this one little spot he could hit on the left side of the box to deward both, but...
I think this is working because they've... Oh, that's right. A little bit too early, but it's still gonna get the kill. Nightmare.
Oh, the Nightmare, yeah.
Just make sure to cancel this TP.
And Axe getting really low on the bottom lane.
Oh, wow.
Ice just crushing him. Crushed ice? No?
Crushed ice.
We do it when he dies.
Crushing ice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the other way around, but yeah, it's... Jet's still getting honest, yes, but eventually... It looks like the Infernal Blade will win out in the spam battle, because... I mean, Devour's a long cooldown, but at the very least it gives you a free last hit. So he's probably holding onto it right now, so you can at least get rid of one of these. Meanwhile, rotation from Kark. Set up for a kill there. Top lane is still tussling up against each other. And there it is, look at him. He's gonna eat quick. There we go.
Freebie.
Nightmare top, link in, they get that kill, cast bouncing. Still level 1, it's pretty that big of a deal, but now Avada also dropping low brain tap, giving you a little bit more health, and now Kark misses the shots here. If they locked in Pegasus, they've taken a lot more damage. But now Jinx right back in the fray. Full health, full mana. What kind of downside of actually killing these supports are? Just gonna come right back. The only way this worked out well so far is because they burned through so much of the region from the Dire. And like, what did they have? An extra set of Tangos on Witch Doctor and a Salve on Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, lots of region, but again, like an aggressive try needs a lot of kills to be effective. They get 2 so far, it's not too bad at 3 minutes, but I feel like they're slowly losing their tempo off top. Oh, Doom it for him.
They can zone out the anti-mage, but...
Is he dead? He's dead?
Oh wow, he is. Jet not
Can
quite.
Jet survive?
50 health points left to spare.
Oh, Tusk. Sniper here.
He wants them. There it is. Snowball. Sunstrike missing.
He missed the shot.
Should be enough.
That was enough.
Got the damage. Top lane. Avada. Isolated, slowed down. Now Dick on top of him, and now Pegasus. Extra news, he should be a dead Bane. Dodging out some of the damage, but not enough.
Or... yeah. Couldn't keep running. And now this Tron is now doing pretty good. Like, PL's still behind in farm, but... yeah, it's 3 people against an AM. I don't know, I just don't see this lane top working anymore for them.
He's sitting at 24 last hits though. I mean, if they can maintain that,
Methinks you wanted
the
that.
jury's still out for me, so... And still lacking region. Anti-mage is south of zone plus a ring of region now, or during the health I should say.
Yeah. He has a good amount of defensive items, but... this is... I'm really torn on this anti-mage. I really don't like it. I feel like they would have enough control if they run the same Tron in at bottom.
Well, also take a quick look at mid. Stormwood actually doing quite well there as well. Only 3 last hits ahead right now of the Invoker. So last hit on this tower a little bit. Should be fine. Some nukes. There we go. And he's about to level 6, so at that point he becomes ungankable. He had that 1 death, but not much more than that. Oh, extra harassment, but Pegasus, he's tanky enough at this point.
Yeah. And he has the doppelganger together with the magic stick. Doesn't have the best farm, working on the wand. He's absolutely fine. Sitting in the mid lane, Storm is about at level 6 in 1 creep. There we go. Region Rune as well. Oh, this might be a really good time to be on Invoker.
Sure you want to dive from on a tower. It's level 6 himself, so decent amount of region. Cold Snap can just mess yourself up, and Sunstrike hits in. It's an extra kill up top, and no, guess what? Pegasus is up against 3 all of a sudden.
So go mid.
Oh, they're still trying. Ghost Walk. Oh, don't have detection.
Just in time.
Value
Yeah,
point
big
to the Wax
oversight.
is coming in big.
Yeah, and we've seen that quite often. That value point in Wex really saving Invoker's early game. I still think Ghostwalker is such a shitty ability. Just it's a frustrating to play against because it doesn't have any real fade time, whatnot, and he just gets out of free, and he also slows you.
Sunstrike. Let's not forget they actually have the long range artillery to help out in the top lane as well. That's nice. Alright. He gets run down. Hasten for Storm for the bottle, so at least they get that to catch up. Or just keep ahead together with the other lineup, I guess. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, they just try to trade across them up. I think they haven't given up on the top lane. They just accept the status quo up there, or what is happening, and they focus on the Axe because they already saw the Doom rotating away. And with rotating, I mean back to the fight because Axe killed him. Oh yeah, credit.
Keep burning mana. Pegasus trying to deal with Moon, but now Bane also showing up here. Snowball, trying to get rid of some of these illusions now to figure out who the real Phantom Lancer is. Stick charges for now, keeping him back up to a decent amount of health, and now they're turning things around as Jinx shows up. Park is the first one to fall, everyone else have to run away. Avada? Can they get him? Not without the cask. Anti-mage also blinking away. They have a shrine still? They do not, so this is actually a bit of an issue.
Yeah. Bit of an issue. They also make you wrap around, so they're probably gonna get the Bane here.
They have the vision on the high ground.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Forcing AM back as well. He is in the trees. They might be looking for him. Level 2 blink doesn't have the lowest cooldown. But yeah, I think PL just farms up now. He's already recovering. He's 7 last hits behind. He has the deaths coming in, but I think it's still he's okay. Yeah, doppelganger with a shot. Good for him. Storm with a DD rune. He's getting full rune control. That's the upside of a Storm against Invoker. You always get the runes because Invoker doesn't want to go for them.
Yep.
Let's go.
Run on the silence, zip in from the storm. Up with the DD, there's a lot of damage coming in. Then kicks around a couple of spells, but all of them are missing. Snowball too late to save him.
Again, bold move.
Doing?
Yes, DD rune.
Has to block him off. He doesn't have enough mana to zip over.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Very bold and
Doomed Axe bottom. Should be able to survive. He has good reach. Oh,
Radiant's bottom tower
oh,
is
yeah,
under
pot
attack.
Vanguard. He does have enough.
he survived because of the Vanguard, because it does give him like 20, 30 HP on that low. But hey, PL just died top to the ultimate on the to the Mana Void from AM.
Running him
Still
down for
Sunstrike
quite a while.
involved?
Skipping. No, just straight running him down, clicking him, he had no mana, and then eventually just pulling the trigger. But that's the downside, right? You have your supports rotating mid, you got the kill, sure, but it also means that PL is alone up top, and Anti-Mage, certainly with the Bane still sitting behind him, very happy to farm and also put on pressure on heroes. Okay, he's sitting on top of the net worth chart, 3.8k, even ahead of the Storm, certainly well ahead of the Phantom Mantle.
Cancel CP. Tusk is here now. Dreamy that spot.
On their way through here, they're gonna do some damage. Sunstrike comes in, and one more right click is needed here. They don't actually get it snowball across to the side, but the silence not lasting long enough for Moon. Still be able to blink out.
TP back. Oh, what a play!
Snowball coming in big just to secure that kill, make sure that they don't come out badly, but they still end up trading for the Bane. Oh, Park also a bit of trouble perhaps himself. Snowball across, Storm. Lost a lot of mana, and Sunstrike set up by the Snowball stun.
That's done. And iced in the meantime. He got the kill at bottom, killed the Axe, and was on 1 HP. Like, literally 1 HP, nothing more. That's as close as it gets. Ow, kill on the PL. Plays all over the... Like, next Mana Void, up and running. Just kill him.
Just walking up the level 1 mana
Just
void.
kill him. Yeah, just kill him, Dragon Drop. Just kill him.
I was not on the impression that you could kill anybody with that spell at level 1. Like, it's so bad in comparison to Nightmare to Sunstrike.
Another one.
In this lane, actually, I was expecting it to do well after the way it worked out in the beginning, but this is just getting better.
It is.
And they go for
Yeah.
more.
Fiend
Fiend
Strip.
Strip. It's what? Easy kill.
5-0. 4 more assists on the board. That's 9. And I gotta say, he made a really sick play earlier. So Moon, when we had the last engagement top, he just ran to the side shop, bought a TP, spot the Pirate Treads, TP back home and immediately fought the infused raindrops. Straight up and survived only because of that. That would have been a big kill for the Witch Doctor, but he managed to get out of that one alive as well. And Invoker not doing too bad either. Like, he's now leading in last hits. Well, by 1, but it counts.
He also has 4 kills himself.
Might is up and running.
Yeah, I mean, so far they're getting away with this. They have to get more done.
Oh, Doom, bottom.
Storms, but he has the Kaya now. Doom. Oh god, Phantom Lancer. He came here to have free a farm, but he still dies.
You don't send your carry solo into the Doom lane when he's level 10. Oh, that's a big mistake.
Look at
nice
the combo.
Yeah.
Fighting up top, another mana void, another kill. And again with the raindrops, not necessary this time. He gets some extra help. Still loses the charge though. A little bit too early.
This battlefield timing is gonna be absolutely genius. He has an Arcula, he has Treads up. This is not how it should work on the side lane. Like he should not be ahead, but he is. He's just straight up outplaying them. And that's a team effort really.
Radiant's middle
Like you have the
tower
Bane, the
has
Tusk,
fallen.
anti-invoke with Sunstrike, just
bottom
always
tower
stacking
is
up
under
and perfect
attack.
communication, and Nexus is completely helpless against this.
It comes seriously. It comes down to how they were trading early on. Tarkov strike clicking so much, they getting some extra hits in onto Phantom Lancer with like sharp play, forcing out the doppelganger near the rune at the minute 0. They had very little region to work with in comparison, so they will stick around. They will secure CS for the anti-mage. Sure, they gave up a few kills on the supports, but eventually they were giving as much as they've got.
Phase drums up and running. Doom is hidden. They're going now.
Bringing in the axe.
Radiant's bottom
He's just been
Everything.
killed. Sunstrike off the mark for some reason. Not sure how it can miss a Sunstrike at a free scope target, but hey. Not necessarily in the end. Spin's almost killed off the anti-mage, but now you can just try and up.
Radiant structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
absolutely fine. Getting the tier 1 tower in the bottom though in
Radiant's
exchange.
bottom
So
tower
finally
is under
Pegasus getting
attack.
something to play.
Radiant's bottom tower has
At least something, but it's still an AM on the
Dire's
timer.
middle
Like
tower is under
he's like a Spectre that helps off a little bit earlier in the game, but has a harder timing.
Send me some help. I want to toss around, just a meatball. Plenty of mana left on Storm's Spirit to dodge most of that out.
The whole
Once
bunch
again, they're setting themselves up to keep going quite well. They did the same last game with the Troll Warlord. Ooh. Up.
That's a warding mission.
She's probably gonna die here, so there you go.
AM farming, PL, now pressure completely into the jungle. Like, doesn't have that much farm to work with. If at all it is. Yeah, this AM hasn't got away from the battlefield at 40 minutes. We all know how fast AM can farm.
See the top lane? Axe is still gonna die here, but that was a comedy of errors. They missed the Sunstrike, and they also missed the Ensnare. He clicked it on a creep on the Doom. So weird.
Yeah, but everybody can play Doom.
Then cold snap, Storm Spirit, that's a meatball. He cannot get away, or can he? Oh, he did just in time. Another zip to try to damn it, barely enough. To keep him safe here with the strength trap. So close though.
There's still Sunstrike. You can always hope. Oh, he clipped him with the ward, he knows.
Well, you want to try?
I think he wants, he still has it. Pull it off. Do it!
That's...
Even said, he's so paranoid about this. Like, oh, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. Oh, I didn't do it in the end.
That's one thing that I can say about Reckoning. Like, I've not been impressed by the Sunstrike so far that hasn't been set up. Even the ones that have been set up. Maybe just has
But
to
one of-
shoot himself warm first.
One of these no scopes would make up for it though.
Taunts coming in.
Just baiting. He even has a
There's what?
taunt.
There's the nets, there's the Sunstrike, this time it connects.
Rip Storm.
It was like, haha, can mana void me, I'm full mana.
He even has the
I have a
taunt.
blink, by the way. My Doom friend sets up for the
Radiant's
kill.
top tower is under attack.
Turn this around on Invoker and the dunk. Good job. Another call, snowball across. Looking for Jinx, then we should be able to find out the mana void, doing a lot of damage if he wants it, but
I deliver
That's-
thee unto
Radiant's
death.
top tower is under
still a
attack.
great little one.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
60 minutes battle fury on an
Structures are
AM.
fortified.
In the current meta, this is when you have bounty runes that you can secure with your team the entire time,
Dire's
and
middle
he's so
tower is
transitioning with
under
more
attack.
jungle camps. I think this is how AM works and only this way.
You just have to believe, Bottom. You didn't believe enough.
I mean, I'd rather have an AM than certain other heroes. So.
The problem is also, it's not just him having a good time, it's also the Invoker. Even though he got picked up a couple of times, he still found it well, he got the minus at a really good time. Now it's about halfway towards the item set, and it's also Doom who's had a big impact. I mean, the Blink
Invisibility.
coming in big.
Has really good farm on Doom, I agree. But yeah. Ooh, there's a gank in the storm. Oh, if they find the AM, that's perfect.
Follow up, Blink call. We'll put them on the edge. Only just Ice is there with the Doom, with the Ensnare on the other. Try and get rid of this Storm Spirit, and they cannot get it. Nigh cast on the bounce around a little bit though. Snowball across. It's been the focus, but so far it works. I mean, Figure is dead already. Now Jet with another Infernal Blade. So low. Just a little bit more damage here.
1 second.
Coming off available again. There's no Scorcher going to prevent it. Also didn't get
Slow from real longer. Sunstrike somewhere. I wish there was a button where you can zoom to the Sunstrike position or chase an indicator on the map. That would be really helpful.
Indeed. But, all we need to know is that it didn't hit. We've still got the Storm exchange for the Intermage. We're still. I don't know if that's a worthwhile kill actually in the end.
Under attack.
I mean,
Got a
that
lot of
is
money, but he
really
gave up
worth
quite
it.
a bit in turn. Yeah.
I would say that's absolutely worth it. Only for slowing him down. Like PL, slowly recovering, slowly, almost in the fuse blade.
Running in the call, missing, but the cast is not. Just went right into this one, not expecting all of these heroes to be there. It's another kill streak here. Another
Yeah, 600.
Yeah.
He's almost at the Orchid. That does help against Anti-Mage. Yeah, it's on the way to Manta Stall, but will take a little bit of time for that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's gonna be a while where that's a time that he has to respect.
I think
That
this will
didn't
make
call,
him...
like we talked about that in draft. This axe is always gonna be an issue for the Anti-Mage's game, no matter what.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Do you think this is an Agnum's game for the AM after the Manta? I would really like to see it. Like pretty much everything he reflects is good for him.
Yes and no. I don't know. He feels like he can get away with
Radiant's
it.
middle tower is under attack.
Might just decide to go BKB, honestly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, maybe BKB, but I'm a little bit too worried that the Storm is up to shenanigans with the Orchid, and eventually somebody might even pick up the Nullifier, especially like on the Phantom Lance, it's really good. So just having a little bit more protection.
Yeah, reflecting is nice, but it's the defensive utility is limited, similar to Liquid's here, because there's so many things that can proc it, right? You reflect one thing,
Dire's
then there's
middle
3
tower
others
is under attack.
that are a problem for you if you've already used the Manta style. So if you're looking for another defensive item,
Dire's
then it
middle
should really be the
tower has
BKB,
fallen.
because then you don't care about almost anything, right? You don't care about the Maledict, you don't care about the Phantom Lance or Mana Burn, don't care about the Storm Spirit as much, or the Scarab Mage for that matter at all. Whereas
It's
the
on
Aghanim
the
Scepter
way.
is more of, yeah, it's more of an aggressive item more than anything else, I feel like. Even though it sounds weird.
Invisibility.
Talking about aggressive, it's an Invis Bane that's usually free kill if he finds anyone.
Also smoked up, revealing themselves in mid though, so it might just be enough to keep them away from this lane.
Radiant are
Oh, he
scanning.
fights a repeal.
What comes in? What is it though? And yeah, alright.
Dire's
They still
middle
want to make a
tower
move.
is
Fiends
under
through
attack.
Sunstrike is a kill.
I don't think they can. They scouted out that there's way too many heroes here.
If he finds a PL, that is. Ah, Sunstrike wasted a mid. Yeah, puts the wall down and runs, but just at the trail of the Witch Doctor in the sky.
Oh, axe up top. That is Blink Call, follow up the Mystic Flare. And this is a dead hero. Yeah, no Meta Style gets that silence to blank out.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
This will keep
Dire's
happening. Like,
structures are
I think they
fortified.
should have known because there was just a top rotation. They were aware of this. They must know there's a ward around and just Axe getting the free jump.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Gets the free tower.
Zark Nexus though, they're starting to get back into it. Stormford with an Orchid. Still need to make use of it more, right? You need to make use of it for the Meta Style time now, or the Orchid gets defensive items. Just going for Yules that will work against that as top lane. Well, nice, he's on, he's fighting. There's a Sunstrike to come in, the Doom on the Witch Doctor of all people, because I know they would get the other kill anyway. It's a 2 for nothing trade as they try to go for that.
Yeah, Doom surviving eventually with that Maledict. Just the maxed out. Yeah, he did take the movement speed for the Scorch Rev, but level 4-1 is enough to keep him alive. Storm Spirit is missing. Yeah, you're right, AM. You should be afraid. That's pretty much the story of this game before you have Manta Style, but the moment you have it...
Either that or you need some help from Tusk, so Car comes in,
Yeah.
defends a snowball, that might just be enough. This is the only reason that TP's in here. It's more lit. Also gonna look to get some revenge, and Volker dropping super low, and York finish him off.
I'm not sure if that was worth for the Invoker. That's pretty much 800 gold going to Storm, and he's super rich.
Yeah.
You know what I would really love? If he skips the Lincolns and straight up goes for the Hex. That would absolutely break the Manta Style, like, every time. You would take so much damage than I am when he jumps you.
How is he worth that much money, though?
You get a lot of kills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, Invoker
Sade
took
was
it
a
all.
killing spree, though.
Like, I believe he had 2 kills, and he also has a lot of net worth.
Okay.
Like, he was actually ahead of the Storm before this kill. I mean, he has Aghanims and Midas. He's bound to farm quite a lot. Yeah, but like a super early Sheepstick would absolutely make or break it. Like, he can pick off anyone on the map. Invoker can't do anything about it. He's not even close getting towards the Lincoln Sphere. Same goes with the AM. Going for the Heart next. Manta is up, but Manta is pretty useless against the Sheepstick.
That is...
Illusion!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower
Next to him.
is under attack.
It's gonna be a massive amount of burst damage. In a very short amount of time.
Dire are scanning.
Like this Heart will. He's playing his like he's pretty much playing AM like a PL. It's with the exception that they're gonna have like the Heart at the same time, but AM has one more item. Which is the best.
Call comes in. Not sure if you actually want to fight this here, Dreamy. Is gonna get cancelled by a couple of right clicks here. Doom is healing through the melting, so he should be fine in the end. Nightmare card on the Scarab Mage, a Fiend Script onto the axe. I need to settle for one or the other, or maybe they can get both. Doom actually still takes out.
I'll pay us dearly.
Didn't heal enough as Jet. He's getting his way out. Man, almost.
No.
Didn't have the vision from the shots?
No. It went through, like they couldn't.
Has been killed.
Radiant's
Fury has
Fury.
been killed too. Okay.
Well, that's the Yules for Invoker, I believe. Yeah. Almost his entire Yules as well. That's sad. Hey, it could be worse. That could have been the Heart or something for AM.
I mean, he's farming fast, but not quite that fast.
He's getting there. There's a Heart on the PL, however.
They're
On
gonna
the
go in
jump.
again. Stone Spirit with a jump, and that's Bane. We'll fight to see what other men still available. Just sending in the illusions. Alright. Storm versus Anti-Mage. Looks more and more like that's gonna be biggest core matchup here. One of the most classic matchups, if you will.
Yeah, Storm was Anti-Mage, but there is the PL. Don't forget about it. Like, PL... The moment you forget about the PL is the moment where you're probably in a really bad shape in your game. Also like what he's doing on PL. He's going for the Aghanim Scepter, knowing that like having this illusions bounce around in the fight is really helpful for the mana burn. Another reason to get Aghanims on AM. That would be so cool. Reflecting the Spirit Lance so it bounces back.
Yeah. I don't think the PL even needs to have axe for that. It's just enough if you have it. I mean, if you're the one casting that spell, and you have the axe upgraded.
I mean, true, but you only get like one illusion. That is, like with the Spirit Lance, if it bounces, it bounces on the enemy back as well. Like you reflect the complete spell with the Agnes upgrade, so you get 5 illusions of AM hitting the entire team. Yeah, and like that's super cool. And PL needs an Agnes for that. Oh, he's good for this guy. Stop it.
Axe is one of these items, like it's so fun to use, but it's very situational because it's...
I think it really helps if you need to cancel Blink Daggers. Then it's really nice to have. if you're more of a, well, not initiating kind of hero, but if you're mainly in the front line because you can afford it. And if you just have the Aghanim's disabling everyone and slowing everybody in the fight, it's just absurd.
Call, Invoker. I never see the Mystic Flare animation.
Yeah, it was invisible for me as well. On Invoker, I didn't see any Invoker here.
Dire's bottom tower is
Still my
under
ults. Still curated for 20 seconds.
I wonder if Invoker wants to consider an Aeon Disc, honestly.
Yeah, right. I was thinking about it. Just get like the super defensive items because you have enough damage output already. Tusk.
Double damage.
Oh, is he?
Is he not dead? What?
He's out.
How?
Well,
Did
he
see
blinked
what?
and then he TP'd. They saw him at the end, but it's like it's a narrow window they can actually look into the spot. And then there's also nighttime. I think they expected to blink into the other trees. Good spot. Nicely done.
Is that tree stump blocking vision? Because he was standing there.
No. He was sitting here, like below the fountain. If you have the Morgan Serena, it is.
Pretty sure he was there.
Well, something, but they missed it in the end. But I'm fairly sure they did not have vision.
Oh, thanks, Icerock, I guess.
Can't blame Icebrook for everything.
Of course we can. It's this game. Everything that happens in this game is his fault.
Ooh, AM, no.
5 in this one? So far, yes. Now the turn on with the punch with the Invoker spending a few spells. That sounds on the Fiend script, but it's gonna lose Scarab Mage. So far so good. Ice now, nice and fun. Cannot be dodged here, or can be hurt. Probably comes in, but it doesn't have mana. Use on the Invoker, but fine in the end. Oh god, that's a Mana Void. 4 years down just like that already. Now it's only Pegasus. Need to find the right one. He's still doing damage, but now the snowball will clean through a lot of these. Cold step on the wrong hero. Come on, guys. Figure it out. Ice, he will die. Because they misclicked that. And finally, though, they find the full 5-man wipe.
Oh, that was so close to disaster on the exact other side. So we have the Storm jumping from this point over here on the map down to the Radiant tier 2. Almost got the AM. He nearly blinked out in time because he had vision. But that would be the end of the AM, and that would completely turn the fight around. It's a super close fight. But PL9 for 50, Storm for 40. They don't notice, so they do no longer keep pushing. They just make some pressure and take some jungle creeps off. But
this, my friends, is why you go hard against the X, apparently.
Tis mine.
I think he had it before, so he survived, barely survived that initiation. Was able to blink out, dodge a storm, as you said, is also pretty big.
And he's gonna get even tankier than this.
Yeah, come back in, press the big Mana Void, because Storm, with that long of a zip, by the time he got into the fight, he had nothing left to work with. So it was providing just a really big pinata.
Bottom tower is under attack.
All of a sudden, just like that, 20k net worth from the Storm, 20k net worth on the Anti-Mage, only 40k on the Storm.
Yeah, 4 bounty runes, full team fight, 1.5 towers, or 2 towers it is, so yeah, super worth it. And another bounty rune. It's almost, not almost a full abyssal, but he has the bash up and running for him.
Yeah. So it can already start to get a little bit dicey. Blink at somebody, you get a lucky bash. That's why you like playing AM, when you just blink at somebody and they're dead.
I'm not sure if Storm's going for Bloodstone next. I don't think that's the item for him. I really think the sheep is needed. They already lack the lockdown.
Are scanning.
Bloodstone really does too much for you. I mean, as long as there's Lincoln Spheres, put all that. And Style, the call comes in, Sunstrike as well to cancel the Death Ward. Anti-Mage still forced to fight, and this time he cannot make out. He is dead. Podcast Field Script on the Storm in turn. They've lost 4 heroes because Jet, he's gonna take out 2. You don't often say, oh yeah, Anti-Mage died, but it's fine, but in this instance, out chancing.
Yeah, there is a Barback on the Storm this time, and at least he did not have a Bloodstone, but he has a TP in 2, so he can't clear this item and do some damage. Jump.
But
And double buyback. 9k gold now. That's the jump.
What?
Oh,
That was a TP out just in time. If he gets stunned up there.
Oh, just imagine if that worked. That would have been the absolute disaster. They could have definitely bring him down.
It was like half a second. I'm pretty sure all of the animations that they had were longer than that. Apart from perhaps the Yules from Dota. Keep like that, so it would be disastrous.
Well, there is a Lincoln, so.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the snowball almost got him.
Walker heals himself up, now the Storm. Not the real Phantom Lancer. The Storm comes in, finish off the Invoker. Doesn't have too much mana, let the zip back out. There's a blink. He'll stop for another couple of seconds. Meanwhile, the X calls up Tusk, finishes him off. Now, there's a Storm available now. Need a little bit more damage with the Storm. DKP comes out, but Death Ward still finishes him off. This time it is Reckoning's turn to just overextend one by one.
Overextending at their own tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He had that tier 2, but just chasing them all down.
Invoker also just bought back.
Getting damage to finish him off. Yeah, brought back. So we need to
They
find
catch him.
something here. Mid is there. In the middle of that, just put a couple of right clicks, but can't block him down. If it cross to the other side, see for Dingy Greeny. Going up to Skyroth here. Axe still doing a decent amount of damage with him. They get Skyroth, they get Axe.
Storm does get out,
Kind of a
but
situation, but yeah.
to be killed nonetheless.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's starting to back and forth. I don't really like it because AM is still so far ahead. Every time Nexus goes for trades, they lose more. Because AM, he basically has 3 item choice at this point. Like, he's at 5 slots already.
It's also
Oh, that's a
DP
DP,
Roche, but
yeah.
you know what that means.
They're gonna kill the shrine, right?
Not quite.
A very big shrine that also hits back.
I guess technically Aegis heals you up like a fire, right?
I guess.
One heal. You didn't get to Invoker because he's more liable to actually die. Pistol Blade completed here on the Anti-Mage. It's just way too far ahead. Like they had to pretty much use everything that they had to bring him down. And if there's any sort of defensive utility, if Tusk is ready there with a Blink Snowball,
Dire's top tower is
once
under
the call
attack.
comes out, when the Yules is in from the Invoker on the Axe, just prevent the Anti-Mage from hitting into the Blade Mail. Any sort of thing like that happens, Anti-Mage can survive. If he's slow, he just blinks out for a couple of seconds, waits for the heart to heal him up.
Dire's top
He's coming
tower
right back in.
is falling.
It's gonna be very hard to deal with right now. You get it very hard to deal with?
Yeah.
That is
Very funny.
try. Kibby on Axe, and fine, he's still fine, yeah. Gonna heal up with a Doom for a while, or with a heart for a while, but will be coming in eventually. One that died just yet, Ice taking quite a bit of damage from Death Ward. Now long zip, he brings him down as well as Kark. The information losers don't want to commit into this without having at least gotten 1 kill initially.
Yeah, they want to back
Themselves
out. Rather play safe here.
Tis
So
alive.
7 gigawatt lead. Not too much of a big deal. It didn't kill the big target.
Here I am.
First Doom and Tusk, low in the net worth, low in 3 of the core heroes from the side of Nexus.
Collie, he also heard you. He went back towards the Skype.
Yeah, it's the reasonable item. He already struggles with mana against the AM, so a Bloodstone will not solve that issue. Basically, the Bloodstone regeneration, even if you have like 20 charges, that's like 1 hit for AM, he burns it away. So just making sure you have the Sheepstick instead where you have more aggressive power so you can't get hit. I think Sheepstick is both an offensive and defensive item, because you can't take damage in a one-on-one scenario. Jump.
Boom, going in, the Pistol Blade. Silenced up, but there's the Green Script as well and the Phantom Lancer, but nice Tornado. They're looking for this launching with the Tornado, the EMP, and decent enough mana board here. They only got Dreamy so far. Pegasus, cancel that TP, punched into death. Everyone else looks
To
like
the
they
moon.
will be able to make it out. Oh, the line Axe still caught inside the Mule with the combo. And Sunstrike off the mark, this is too fast. The ball comes out, but it still dies. Ooh. Almost
One
got
more
killed
spin,
there,
that would
but
have been the death, yeah.
Invisibility.
200 million.
70 seconds without your PL, without your axe, this is a max.
This is an invitation to go high ground.
Unless Collie makes... Oh, she's just up. He might snipe the Invoker if he sees him mid. He has no Lincoln Sphere, so he's dead if he gets spotted.
It's Aegis though.
Yeah, but at least you get rid of the Aegis.
Touché.
Alright, I give you that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Too excited.
Yes. I think it's yeah, okay, he's going for it, but if you get rid of the Aegis, you get... Oh, if you get stun up exactly like this, you die and then you're dead. So, I was just about to say, hey, if you go in on this, even if you get the Aegis, if you can't get out,
Top tower is under attack.
let's throw the game, and that's exactly what he did. Still get Invoker, I'll still get the Aegis.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, no force available, only the supports. This is not working well. Anti-mage working away top, the rest of the mid. Tornado Cataclysm, alright. Two minus damage. I'll not actually finish him off.
Dire's top tower
Oh god. Well, Axe and PL are back. They have a buyback on Witch Doctor. They only get 2 sets of rats.
2.5, yeah.
Not sure why
game
this
just
one
yet.
are taking creeps.
All about the gold. All about the last.
Sticking around though. They're all smoked up. Want to fake back in.
They want to end this.
I guess this outside.
But
Find
it's
the real
3D.
one. They can, they just stomp up everybody.
They
They
got
do
him.
the fiend script, the doom, everything being dropped. DL is dead again. Memo's back, and Volker's just going ham. Dreamy almost dead. Can only keep people safe for now, but he dies in the end. Now just the axe with the blade nail. That's not really enough at this point. Got the Invoker. He dies himself. Already the Skyrock. No one else is buyback.
Dire's middle barracks
GG.
is fallen.
There it is, coming out. Exotic Nexus
too
could
early.
not make it happen. Reckoning Infinity. Showing that they're pretty strong to know how to play Dota with some unconventional drafts. Congratulations to them. 2-0 in the finals. They walk away with 30,000 rupees here in Jaipur in the Cobx Masters. And Exotic Nexus, at the very least, they get 20,000 rupees. Just for attending here the finals, just for making it here.
Yeah, want to take a quick look at the scoreboard because it wasn't the most one-sided game. We had a lot of back and forth. Yeah, main damage. God, actually, Jet with the highest damage on the Dire team. It's taking 28k, a little bit more than the Storm. I feel like they should have had a better start. They had their superior lanes, right? But they kind of lost it with the PL on the safe lane. Didn't went that well. Couldn't recover. AM like 16 minutes Battle Fury is 80% of the time you lose the game against an AM. Because he just snowballs away. There's a reason all the pros pick faster heroes. I think if you actually go for the PA instead and have that burst, then it helps you more.
Maybe, yeah. It would certainly give you the ability to kill anti-mage in this timing window, without necessarily him even being able to react. Just depending on how lucky you get with the crits. And it was not to be. I mean, they had a pretty good start in lane. If they didn't burn as much region, if they had a little bit more on sort of Exotic Nexus, maybe it looks different. But yeah, a lot of things just snowballing out of control for Reckoning Infinity. They knew what they were doing. They certainly deserve this victory here. But well, that's us done for the day. There's still CSGO coming up later, so if you want more esports, you can check out those finals. And for us, we'll be back only one more time in Delhi. It's the last city here in the Cobx Masters Phase 1, starting on July 7th for the semifinals and June finals. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and see you then.